it's done. Folder, Control X. So would be able to get it plugin from Eclipse Market? No. This is I have prepared from, like, there is a Git repository. I mean, this is not actually generally, I mean, this is not a general way of doing the things. So it is like some special case. So you won't find this plugin in Eclipse Marketplace. So just unzip it and open this. So this is the jar. So just copy this jar, Control Z, and put it in Eclipse plugin folder. So done it. Now go and start Eclipse. Okay, so start Eclipse. It will, now I will show you how to work with it. So just creating the new one for this. Okay, now you will see that something called DFS location over here. Okay, now what you can do is just so the so you just need to go open perspective other and select Mapreduce Perspective. Okay, so just go file. Oh, I did not start. Yeah, that I stopped and start the new one. So just go to Windows and say open perspective, say other, and here you will find this Mapreduce. Okay, so this came when we put our jar in that Eclipse plugin folder. So just say OK, and once we have that, we can come to, you can come here on Mapreduce location, do right click and say new Hadoop location. Okay, so when you do new Hadoop location, just check, so it should be localhost. So like location name is like say HDFS, and localhost the port should be 9000, and the DF Mapreduce port is also, let it be like oh, here it is saying 5030, and let it have 9000. Mapreduce version 2. Okay, so just see version 2. So it is 5030, that is resource manager port. HDFS, that is HDFS port 9000. That's what we actually have done over there. Okay, that's it. And if you go to advanced parameters, these are all properties that is set. We'll see if we want to change something. Otherwise, just do this and say finish. And once we do that, so just go here, do reconnect. Now you will see that is HDFS coming. There is one directory called user, right? So this is what is coming from HDFS now directly. Now you can just delete it, okay, and just do disconnect and refresh whatever. So you see that there is no directory now. If you want to really create, just create a new directory and say /user /hive/warehouse. Say okay. Now do reconnect. You will find 1 1 1. These are all coming from where? From here. Now if you, this is all coming from our HDFS. Now you need not to run any Hadoop fs -ls command and all. Now I just go to utility and try to browse that file system. So you will see that under user hive warehouse is automatically created. Now if you want to put some file inside this, just say warehouse, say upload files to DFS and select any file. So let me pick some file from my desktop and let's put this file.txt. Okay, and it's gotten. So it directly won't show here. You just need to do disconnect and then it will start showing up. Now this file.txt is, you double click and this is how it looks like. Okay, so it was like some in our from our class when we do the serialization in Java. So we created this file and it's what actually it looks like. So you can just do right click and delete. So currently let's check that file similarly from here. Just do a refresh. And this file.txt has come over here. Actually my mouse gets blocked. Okay, my mouse gets blocked. So no, not an issue. So let me find some smooth place where I can type. It is somewhat okay now. So we have created like this, right? And you can see, so now there is no need of running HDFS or Hadoop FS. So you just do put your files and do the Mapreduce and you will generate the output files over here. Okay, so let it be like that. Now once we do that, now how to create a simple Mapreduce application. So just go to here in Java E section and you can create a new Maven project basically. So now we need to understand that what we are going to do now. So currently we have installed Hadoop and we have integrated it with Eclipse. Now we are able to access the HDFS directly from our Eclipse. We need not to run any Hadoop fs -ls command. and we can do, because we only do the file operations, right, on HDFS. So you can create directory, remove directory, create file, removing file, most of the things you can easily do. Now, so now we are doing Java over here. Sorry. Now it is smooth. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to, let's start with a simple map word count. Okay, what we can do here is just go here and delete this file, and create one file, or just have this file as, remove everything and say hi, how are you, I am fine, thank you. Thank you. Okay, save it and let put it again over there. Upload files to DFS. So I just uploaded it now. So this would be our input file. Now we need to process it through just Mapreduce word count. Okay, so we need to write it. So first, we require all the Hadoop classes. Okay, so what are classes that we are going to use in our application? It should be present in our Eclipse environment. Okay, so how to do that? So currently we have installed Hadoop on our system. So those classes or those jars are already there in our thing. But there is a way to get them all in a single shot, and that is what is called build of any project. Okay, now just try to understand. So these are a few things that you may hear multiple times in your, like, though you won't be doing much Java, but whenever you do some Java, basically this is what you should already know. Okay, so there are few building tools. Uh, so build tools are like, you have been using it in your respective areas of your technologies, like mainframe, AS100. We do have some build tools, like for AS100 it's like a turnover or Eldon. For mainframes also we do have a build tool. Okay, and what we actually generally do with this is that whenever you develop any application, you want to package them in a single, and let's say you want to promote it from the development environment to the production environment, right? So there are certain ways, there are certain tools, certain things that you need to follow, because whenever you are developing any code or doing any changes, you are actually doing work on your development boxes or development environment. Okay, once that is done, tested, and successfully tested and approved, you just need to promote the same thing to the production environment. So this is like that. So it is promotion also you can do, and you can also build the things in the development. So first it will build the things in development, later and then you can promote the same thing to the production. So Maven is one of the tools that is heavily used in for as a build tool for Java projects. Okay, so whenever you create a Java project, basically you will start with a Java Maven project. Okay, and Maven is basically it will resolve all the dependencies on which your project programs are based or project classes are based. Let's say you are creating one class, and that class is demanding certain other classes in order for that class to work basically. And those classes on which it is dependent are basically present in some other packages, some other projects of some in some other Java projects basically. So you will define those dependency, and it will be those classes or those packages will be automatically downloaded while you are building your single class that you are developing. Okay, because we need to resolve all the dependencies of everything to work. So even if you are developing one AS100 program or a mini mainframe program, so basically what we do is that program might be calling some other program. So those programs in which those libraries in which those programs are there, we need to add those libraries into our environment, right? So that then only your program can run. Okay, so all the dependencies at the runtime should be resolved. Otherwise, your code will give some runtime error or some compile time error kind of thing. Okay, so this plays very important role. So this is very now how to make. So what are other ways of building the thing? So Maven is one that we are going to look into now. Prior to that, there was Ant. So maybe Anand knows more about it. So Ant is like a kind of build tool, but then it was not so for that you need to have the everything locally present, all the jars that you need to like for the dependency resolution, whatever jars that are required should be present in your local environment, and you just need to provide the path of it, and then it will be resolved. For Maven, mostly the repository or all the dependencies are somewhere lying in online on some server. Okay, basically. So when you define Maven, you should have the internet available, and all the dependencies that are lying somewhere in the internet will be downloaded automatically to your local repository. Okay, so it means that suppose if you are building a class that requires 5 more classes in different packages or in different jars, so you just need to mention that where Maven can find those jars on internet. Okay, and you need to define that part in some one configuration file of Maven called pom.xml. Okay, I will show you that in a while, and there we will specify that from where we will bring all the Hadoop jars for making our Mapreduce applications. Okay, because for Mapreduce application we need to have a job class, we need to have file input format class, we need to have file output format class, we need to have text class, we need to have int writable class, a long writable class. There are multiple classes that we require to write Mapreduce code. But where we will find it? Okay, either we should have them downloaded and put it somewhere, and then then ask our Eclipse to refer that place, or we can get them downloaded as and when we build our project. Okay, so Ant is one prior to Maven, but Ant directly don't use the internet. Okay, so for building the project via Ant, you need to have everything prior downloaded before build to in particular location. One more tool is called Gradle. Gradle is from Google actually, so it's the build tool that is like designed by Google. So Maven and Gradle, they both like are working in a similar way, but I never worked on Gradle, so I don't know how it works. Then there is IVY, SBT. These are all the build tools only. SBT is mostly used for the Scala project. So whenever you have development with Scala, you will sometimes it is also called a Scala build tool, or sometimes it's called simple build tool. Okay, so both are like used in conjunction. SBT. Okay, IVY, I'm not having much knowledge on this. So Anand is there. Anand. So do you know about Gradle? Have you ever used Gradle and IVY? I mean, Gradle might be you. Do you know what is IVY? If you are speaking, maybe you are on mute. Okay, maybe he is not listening. Okay, so SBT Maven. Now Maven have been heavily used, and with this also both the Java and Scala codes can be built. Okay, so SBT is basically for Scala, but through Maven also you can build the Scala projects or Scala. You can compile them and create packages of Scala programs also. So in Maven there is one configuration file called pom.xml. The full form of pom is project object model. Okay, basically here you will provide all the dependencies on which your project is depending on. Okay, so all those dependencies, like all the jars, all the classes, will be automatically downloaded from the internet and put it in your local repository. So there is one thing called .m2 folder where all the Maven dependencies will come. Okay, so I will show you that later. So let's go to Eclipse and let's create one project. Basically, go to Java EE here, the new other, and you can select Maven and say Maven project. Okay, so this is what you need to do. Do next, then next. Wait, let me check. Yeah, everything. So just do next and then next. And here you can provide the okay, so we are here, right? So you can provide any name. So these two things are required: group ID and artifact ID. What is group ID? You can do com dot Mapreduce, and here you can put examples. Okay, so your package becomes com dot Mapreduce dot examples. Have examples. So this is going to be your package. Inside that you can form multiple classes. Okay, so com.mapreduce and examples and just do finish. So it will create a Maven package over here. So soon you will find that there are a lot of things over here, and this J over here, right? So J is for Java project. Name is that it is a Maven Java project. Okay, if you just create a simple project, it will just show you J on the top of it, but this small m on the left top corner, you will it will notify that it is the Maven project. Now if you, this is the pom.xml that is automatically created under this this map com.mapreduce.example, that is a package dot created a simple app class. You can just delete it, it is not of any use for us. Okay, and these are all Maven dependencies. So currently we have only one dependency added by default called JUnit 3. So JUnit is just like the unit to do the unit test cases of your Java program. Okay, so JUnit is a library that has few things available to test your local development. Now if you open this pom.xml, this is where this is the configuration file of Maven. Just double click on it, and so here if you directly go to pom.xml tab over here, okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so pom.xml, so this is the default pom that you will get definitely with every Maven project. Now this is the dependency section over here, this one. So there is only one dependency added, and that's what we have, this jar. Now this jar can be referred by our local development. So whatever classes are inside that, and if you want them class to be evoked or creating an object of those classes, you can easily get it because it is in your local environment now. So we want to get all the Hadoop dependencies over here. So what you just need to have it, just copy this one, only this red mark. Okay, because till this blue, or all this blue color, those have already been there. Okay, so just copy and paste it. Okay, so I have not do control save as of now. Now you see that currently the Maven dependencies only JUnits are there. Once I save this pom.xml, it will automatically hit to this particular repository, https maven repository.com artifact. So this is the general repository or general location where the Maven projects will point. Okay, https maven repository.com. Okay, so you can just open and try to see what is in there. Okay, so these are all Maven. So now in this particular website, most of the projects dependencies or most of the projects jars, it will be over here. So you will find all Spark, Scala, and Java and Hadoop, everything you will easily find it out over here. Okay, so it is like the huge common repository of entire jars on this world, you can say, or on this earth. So it's like a very, and this is like the Maven repository. Now whenever you develop some new thing, you need to like put your code over here so that it will be referred by any other Java developers who are who are making some projects dependent on your project basically. So they will just put your Maven repository link in this pom.xml over here, and then it will be automatically downloaded. Now what we have given here is like this is where this pom.xml will be read by our Eclipse tool, and it will hit over the internet to this website, then artifact, and then org Apache Hadoop hyphen client. So this is the actual this is the actual path where, let me try to open if it is opened. Yeah, so here, so group Apache Hadoop. So we just need to download the Apache Hadoop client dot, these are all the dependencies over here. Again, that's what we are trying to build here. Now here we are going to say org.apache.hadoop client and 2.5.2. The version is very important because we have built our base version with which our Eclipse integrated is 2.5.2. So we just need to get the client of it. Okay, now once I save it, you will see that all the Hadoop jars will be automatically downloaded and put it into this Maven repository. Okay, so Maven dependency. Now I'm saying control save, and you see that it start building over here. So now this is building workspace projects example. Now it is actually downloading everything, and you will see there are all the things automatically being downloaded. So all the commons jar, all the Jackson jar, and this is Hadoop, Hadoop Mapreduce client, Hadoop Yarn client, okay, and Hadoop, everything is there now. So you can now start building your Hadoop projects. Okay, now you will see the path of this is C user Mimand and .m2. So this .m2 is the Maven folder. .m2 is mostly hidden. Okay, so you can just unhide it and see. So inside that you will have repository, and then for every these are all the jars and their respective path on our local repository. Okay, now since you want to make the Mapreduce codes, you should have all the dependencies prior to start coding your Mapreduce now. So now this project is ready. Now this is this example project that is of Maven nature, having all the dependencies in the .m2 folder, and now we are able to write our Mapreduce code. So just say new, I can create any package. So this package is already there, but let's say word count package. So word count. Okay, just to finish it created. Now create a class inside it. Let's say I am saying word count job. Okay,